Hi guys. So today is, according to Facebook, Sibling Day, which we have holidays for everything. It's kind of silly, but you don't have any siblings yet, but someday you might. So I'm going to read you a book that is one of our favorites at home. And it's about getting a baby sibling. And it's called Julius, the Baby of the World by Henkes, who we love. And it's just me, Aunt Kate, because Eli is out with his grandpa right now. It says, "For Susan, the editor of the world." And look, she says, "We're having a baby." That's Lily. She's funny. Before Julius was born, Lily was the best big sister in the world. She gave him things. She told him secrets. And she sang lullabies to him every night. Over here, she says, "These are for the baby." Giving him some blocks. How nice. After Julius was born, it was a very different story. Lily took her things back. She pinched his tail, and she yelled insulting comments into his crib. She says, "These are mine." She's getting his tail. "I am the queen," said Lily, "and I hate Julius." But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes, and they stroked his sweet white fur. Lily thought his wet pink nose was slimy. She thought his small black eyes were beady. And she thought his sweet white fur was not so sweet, especially when he needed his diaper changed. "Julius is the baby of the world," chimed Lily's parents. "Disgusting," said Lily. Lily had to share her room with Julius. "After Julius goes away, do I get my room back?" she asked. "Julius isn't going anywhere," said Lily's mother. And he didn't. He stayed and stayed and stayed. Lily was supposed to be very quiet when Julius slept. "After Julius goes away, can I talk like a normal person again?" she shouted. "Julius isn't going anywhere," said Lily's father. And he didn't. He stayed and stayed and stayed. "We want Julius to grow up to be as extraordinary as you," said Lily's mother. "So we must tell him constantly how beautiful he is and how much we love him." They say, "We love you, Julius. You're beautiful, Julius." When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. "I hate you. You're ugly." "We want Julius to grow up to be as clever as you," said Lily's father. "So we must sing him his numbers and letters whenever possible." They're singing ABCs and they're counting with him. When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. She's putting them all out of order to confuse him. Lily's parents were more than a bit doubtful about leaving the two of them alone together. Lily tried to frighten Julius with her nifty disguises. She learned magic and tried to make him disappear. When that didn't work, she simply pretended that he didn't exist. "Baby? What baby? I don't hear anything." Lily spent more time than usual in the uncooperative chair. She says, "I hate everything." She's making poor choices. She got hungry while she was in the uncooperative chair. Now she has to go to the bathroom. Poor Lily. She's having a rough adjustment. Lily's parents showered her with hugs and kisses and treats of all shapes and sizes. They even let her stay up 15 minutes later every night. It didn't matter. Nothing worked. "I am the queen," said Lily, "and I hate Julius." But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes, and they stroked his sweet white fur. "Julius is the baby of the world," chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. Lily's parents were amused when Julius blew a bubble. Can you believe it? They exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's mind our manners, please. Lily's parents were dazzled when Julius babbled and gurgled. Such a vocabulary, they exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's act our age, please. Lily's parents were amazed when Julius screamed. What lung capacity, they exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's restrain ourselves, please. One morning, while Lily was busy playing opera, her mother said, why don't you put some of that verbal exuberance to good use? Why don't you tell Julius a nice story? He's too little to understand a story, said Lily. He can understand it in his own way, said Lily's mother. Okay, said Lily, smiling. Julius, the germ of the world by me, said Lily. Once upon a time, said Lily, there was a baby. His name was Julius. Julius was really a germ. Julius was like dust under your bed. If he was a number, he would be 0. If he was a food, he would be a raisin. 0 is nothing. A raisin tastes like dirt. The end, said Lily. The story earned her 10 minutes in the uncooperative chair. Lily warned her friends Chester and Wilson and Victor about babies. Trust me, they're dreadful, she said. She warned strangers about babies, too. You will live to regret that bump under your dress, she said. Lily ran away 7 times in one morning. I'm really leaving this time, she called. Who knows where they'll find me? The same afternoon, Lily had a tea party, and everyone came. Everyone but Julius. His invitation must have been lost in the mail, she explained. Lily had a glorious dream about Julius. Oh my goodness. And ghastly nightmares, too. Whoa, Julius looks scary. Lily's parents showered her with compliments and praise at niceties of all shapes and sizes. They even let her drink her juice out of the antique china cup. It didn't matter. Nothing worked. I am the queen, said Lily, and I hate Julius. But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes, and they stroked his sweet white fur. Julius is the baby of the world, chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. When Lily's mother felt up to it, she planned a festive celebration in honor of Julius. All the relatives came. There was quite a spread. What's the big deal, said Lily. Haven't they all seen a silly lump before? Apparently not. All afternoon, the relatives hovered over Julius. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes. And they stroked his sweet white fur. Disgusting, said Cousin Garland. What, said Lily. Julius, said Cousin Garland. I think his pink wet nose is slimy. I think his small black eyes are beady. And I think his sweet white fur is not so sweet. He needs his diaper changed. Lily's nose twitched. Her eyes narrowed. Her fur stood on end, and her tail quivered. You're talking about my baby brother, said Lily. And for your information, his nose is shiny, his eyes are sparkly, and his fur smells like perfume. Cousin Garland was speechless. He can blow bubbles, continued Lily. He can babble and gurgle, and he can scream better than anyone. Cousin Garland tried to slink out of the room. Stop, said Lily. I am the queen. Watch me closely. Lily picked up Julius. She kissed his wet pink nose. She admired his small black eyes, and she stroked his sweet white fur. Your turn, said Lily, handing Julius over to Cousin Garland. Kiss, admire, stroke, Lily commanded. Now, repeat after me, said Lily. Julius is the baby of the world. Julius is the baby of the world, said Cousin Garland. Louder, said Lily. Julius is the baby of the world. And from then on, he was, in everyone's opinion, especially in Lily's. She says, we're almost twins. The end. That was a good one. All right, guys, I hope you have a good sibling day today, even though you don't have any siblings. We love you.